Yesterday, our team leaders met with this AI company who promised to build a model that could help us know more about our customers than we know ourselves. It went horribly. It was a horrible meeting. I was disappointed, and I tried to remain professional. But it was the third meeting we had. They had tried to reschedule twice, and what they actually showed us was so elementary and so unusable that it could have literally been, oh, I just looked at their website and I was asked to write a sort of a two-sentence explanation for what does this company do. What they tried to do was come up with a model that had a competitor analysis, a financial analysis, a business analysis, all of these different agents working to provide insight about the company that ultimately would help us identify their strategic priorities, their particular way of communicating so that we could come up with proposals and projects that would make sense to them. And I left our goals a little bit broad so that this company could show us what they could do and come up with a better solution. Now, let me be clear. We did not pay them. This was a company that was trying to get our business. They mentioned the final product would be about $70,000. And on their own initiative, they wanted to show us a demo of what it could do. But as the CEO of that company was going through the presentation, I realized that he was a little underprepared, a little nervous, and didn't have a lot to show. So I ended up just shutting the meeting down after about 10 minutes. Our team had a chance to speak afterwards, and there were two sort of problems with AI firms that we were able to identify. And these problems are ones that might exist in other companies, but specifically in AI right now because the hype is so big. So the first problem is the AI company does not understand the specific goals of the target client enough. So what happens is they end up selling this dream. We can fix everything. They use terms like digital transformation, and they talk about whatever your bottleneck is, we will alleviate it. Whatever pain you have, it will go away. I mean, they're selling a panacea. It's like a cure for everything that ails people. And the problems with that are there's many problems with that. The first problem is it's low trust. It sounds like it's too good to be true, and it doesn't address the specific pain point that that client has. Okay, before we talk more about that, let's go on the other side of the problem they have. The other side is that even if they understand they need to figure out exactly what that particular client wants, the prospective clients aren't great about coming up with the exact problem they want solved. Businesses that are large enough to take advantage of the power of AI organization-wide are also siloed into these different departments and have different leaders that have not only what they're responsible for, but what's bothering them today. And what they really need is that 10,000-foot view that says, here is the biggest problem that our company has. Here's our biggest bottleneck. Here are our most repetitive tasks. Here's our most siloed data. And these are the connections we need. These are the insights we need. But good old-fashioned intelligence doesn't think that way. So the client has a hard time providing the AI company with the information they need to make a big impact. The solution is quite simple, and all you have to do is go back to business basics when you look at the way you present your company. So right now, most AI firms are going very wide and they are going very shallow. They are saying, hey, if you have this problem in finance, this is what we can do for your FP&A. If you have this problem with employee feedback, well, here's a model we can build that your employees can they can feel safe and know that they're being anonymized and give feedback. Like they look at the business in those sections where we can fix any department in this company. A very wide, a very shallow way of looking at it. A better way to look at it would be, we want to become the trusted advisor to this company. So before we even talk to them, we are going to understand this particular segment of clients so intimately that we can identify a very specific problem that is so large and so pervasive that if it was gone, it would be an absolute game changer for this client. It's the company that is selling their services job to come up with that. I mean, if you already have a relationship with a customer, you're already a trusted advisor, then you can kind of poke around and see where it's going. But unless if you have like a 100% innovative mind CEO, you better start off with, here is a problem that we solve. We get rid of it so quickly, so easily. You don't have to do anything. It happens instantly and it's guaranteed. And that has to be a problem that the prospective client already knows they have. And they're like, wow, you get us. And so the solution, instead of being wide and shallow, is to be narrow and deep. Choose based on your abilities. And here's the wild thing. You're an AI company, so you can actually find this information much faster than anyone else. Find what a very particular client in a very particular industry has an incredibly large problem that you can solve as simply as possible, as quickly as possible, and as inexpensively as possible. Once let's say you charge them $100,000 and you save them $10 million, they're going to trust you to do anything else in their company. But coming through the door with, we can optimize anything, speed up anything, solve any problem, it's nebulous, it's low trust, and it takes the burden off the company that's providing the service, which is their job, to understand the needs of their customers even better than they do. Now, if you choose to go the other route where you are saying, we want to talk to the company, figure out what they consider a great outcome, there's nothing wrong with that. It's more helpful if you already have a relationship with that company. But if that's the case, you better get incredible at being able to listen to what a client's saying, ask thought-providing questions, and get to an answer. The irony of that is that requires good old-fashioned intelligence all over again. So I guess if there's one thing that I've learned after having that meeting with that AI company, that it was amateurish, what they provided, is there is no substitute at this point. Maybe it'll change in 100 years, but there's no substitute at this point of business, the business environment, for being able to either completely, clearly, and precisely communicate the exact problem you solve, how quickly you solve it, how low stress it is for the customer, and how big the outcome they want is, or being so good at listening to a customer that they feel as if no one has heard or understand them that well, and they trust you to do a project that is being defined as you are doing it. What do you think? Has anyone had like a wonderful experience with an AI company as a leader? And if that's the case, was it because you were innovative minded and you could see a little further down the road than everyone else? Or is it because that company provided such a great descriptor of value that you felt that you couldn't go wrong working with them? What do you think?